Most of the artists, once they decide that art is something they want to earn money with, come up with the question, do they need an art style? Do they need this unique style? So is it a golden ticket to be recognized, to be known, to be visible to the art world? Or is it the versatility that keeps you fed? So is a unique style a must-have, or is it just nice to have? So stick around to the end of the video, where we will try to unpack whether it's actually a necessity, and hit the subscribe button to see what we have more. But before we tap into the question of whether you need this unique style, let's talk for a bit about what it even is. Like, we usually think about the unique style as a fingerprint. It's how your visual aesthetic, your voice, your ideas, your concepts all mesh up together to make something recognizably yours. Like, think Van Gogh swirls or Banksy. Without seeing their names next to the artwork, you immediately know that it's theirs. So unique style is your strong position. But let's say you're a hired gun, like you're an illustrator, for example. And then versatility might be something that the clients, that the audience is looking for. It's not something that's uniquely yours, but it's something that they need. So it's really about what the goal is, whether you want to be a standout or a chameleon. Think of that just from a logical perspective. If you want to be recognizable on the wall of a gallery, then logically, the goal is to be a standout. If you want to try to work with more clients, to tap more collectors, then probably a chameleon is a thing to chase. So the final answer here is that there is no one-fits-all answer. The galleries, the art fairs are looking for someone that they can market. And consistency is something that is easier to sell, because then there is a consistent story behind that. But if you're a commercial artist, let's say a designer or an illustrator, then the clients would be looking for the adaptability, not something that's specifically yours, not your look. So it's all about the strategy. It's all about what you want to achieve in the end. So it seems that if your strategy is to be recognizable artwork on the gallery wall, then you'd need to go for unique style. And as we have seen, there are definitely many pros to that. You get recognizable without even your name next to the painting, and it's easier than for the galleries to sell the story and to sell you, because then they know where to place you and how to present you to the collectors, to the media, to everyone. The second pro is that you yourself understand your branding. So not only for a gallery, it is easier to sell you, it's easier for you to sell yourself to the gallery, because then you know what you're talking about. And one of the pros that we don't think about often, but is actually there, is the confidence boost. When you come to the studio and you understand that there is no struggle, there is no chasing some idea, there is always chasing, but at least there's no chasing the idea of how you should look, then it gives you the confidence to come back, procrastinate less, and create what you actually want to create. So it all looks very nice to have a unique style, and it is nice. But there is also a downside to that. The first one is the direct opposite of being marketable, because if you sell good and you sell your consistency, then you might get stuck when you decide that you want a change. Let's say in a few years, you want to go from realism to abstract. But that's not the gallery is looking for. That's not the collectors are looking for, because they're buying what you have at the moment. So for them, that kind of change would mean that you're going in a direction that they don't want you to go. So that makes you stuck. The second downside is that the audience as well is not looking for you to change. Let's say you have a following on Instagram and they all love what you're doing at the moment, so they follow you for that. The same situation, if you decide that you want a change, then the audience might dictate to you that they don't want that change for themselves. So you might see that with the following, with the likes, with the comments. So it's being stuck with what the audience is expecting of you. And the third downside is simple creative burnout. It's hard to keep staying consistent year after year after year, where you evolve, you want to try some new things, you are inspired by some new things, but you already create something that made you a name. And that then might feel that you're forcing yourself to be consistent. It starts coming out of love, out of passion. It's coming out of need and demand. And many times, quite often, that's the thing that kills the creativity. I know that last bit sounded scary, but I didn't want to scare you, just wanted to do this reality check for you to know all the elements of the game. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to explore your unique style just because it may backfire after some years. You still should do that. Just be aware of the things that might occur. But if everything inside your artistic self tells you to go and discover what looks like you, then the question is, how do you do that? And the easiest answer here is, and there are no shortcuts, there are no some playbook rules. It's just making art. It's just experimenting. It's trying to understand what are your patterns, not the other artist's patterns, but yours. So make series, try different techniques, but try them for a while, not one time, say that's not working and you're immediately moving to something else. It takes time. The pattern needs time to emerge. So literally try everything. Use bold colors, use shapes, use objects. See what is a recurring element, so what sticks. Maybe the colors is what sticks, but keep making art. The uniqueness, that style, is already there in your habits. It's already there in you. You just need to find the tool that helps to bring up what's already there. So to summarize it all, do you really, really need a unique style? Yes. If your goal is to recognition and branding. If you thrive on versatility, perfect. Then that is what you should stick to. There are cases in the art world when the artist was very versatile with the kinds of mediums they use, with the kinds of subjects that they use. So it's all right. The key here is to stay true to yourself. Don't force style if you just can't have one. If you want to have many, if the heart tells you that you need to have many, you stick to that because that's true to yourself. Don't force anything. The key takeaway, give it time. Give it time to develop, give it time to emerge, don't force it, and just keep making it. Drop in the comments where you stand. Is it team uniqueness or team versatility? And follow us here for more insights, discussions, and our experience in the art world.